Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 8th of July, so another week flown by. Talking of flying by, well, today we've got the non-farm payrolls coming out, so both Canadian and US dollar non-farms. I expect it, normally we see a quietish morning leading into that, so we'll wait and see what develops, but I expect it to be relatively quiet today. There may be an odd opportunity, but non-farms may give us an opportunity itself. Expectations then 260,000 new jobs. What do we have? We only have that's unemployment 2.5. Where's the ADP? The ADP's not on here. Okay, perhaps they didn't do the ADP yesterday. It was down and it's not there. Anyway, never mind. It's normally wrong anyway. Perhaps they just realised that and didn't put it down. Then earnings are going to be a key thing here, which is more key than ever. Earnings have been pushing up in a lot of places and a lot of countries, and US no exception. So watch out for the earnings there. Unemployment rate, it's at 3.6. It's amazingly a tight market for employment. That's all that shows. A little bit of relaxation there might actually be a sign of it could be the very early signs of a sort of a lower growth, etc. Just slightly lower growth, more important, lower unemployment, and that then starts taking the heat off the inflation. Okay. Right, on that note, let's move on and look at the market, starting off with the euro dollar. Euro dollar here just been, yesterday was just looking. I'd previously sort of just taken a measure of these two retracements, applied them just very basically, and got sort of targets of 100982. There's still lots of discussion around whether this will get to parity, and if it does, what will happen, whether you'll see a big bounce or whether it will run through. I'm not too worried at the moment about that, but it has slowed down. Momentum coming out as it's yesterday, very small range relatively. Well, today we'll see what happens. Non-farms could tip that over, but it has slowed up quite a bit. We've got this sort of double divergence, I should imagine. Yep, it's actually a quadruple divergence. So you've got one there, or a triple divergence, beg your pardon. So it's diverging around these lows. We'll see what develops from it. But the more retracements we get closer to a bottom, it can suggest that it will turn, or is a sign it will turn, he says. But we don't know it's the bottom yet, of course, and that could all change in non-farms. The pound, looking at the pound here, it's just come out. Look at the dailies here, and well, it's running to its daily 8 at the moment, having a little retrace. Was a bit stronger yesterday, moved up quite reasonably there. As I say, it's just turning around at the moment, putting this little pivot swing in. It's looking softish, although it's still above its near-term trend. It could hit the pivot and stay within that trend. Realistically, it's okay, maybe step out of it a little bit, but could still bounce. So I wouldn't be, well, high lows, higher highs through here at the moment. Let's say it looks at a little bit stronger for now. Dollar yen. Well, just continue to consolidate where it is at the moment. Not a lot to be said on that. Aussie dollar. The Aussie yesterday kept its momentum sort of there, and then just sort of, I say, kept it for a while, and then ran completely out of gas. Rolled over a little bit through the Asian session here. It broke the trend line that was sort of sitting across the highs there. It's rolled out over that, and well, maybe fighting back again now. Yeah, all it has done is pulled back to its daily pivot. So again, a bit like the pound here. I mean, you could see a bit more buying coming through this morning and into the afternoon. Just be wary of non-farm payrolls. That's all I can say. Looking at the CAD, well, the CAD did reasonably well yesterday. Then today it's bounced back again. So it's bullish engulfing bar there, how much strength has this got on the upside? The other markets are starting to roll over. Maybe if it rolls below its 60.21 there, it's running to its 50, as you can see. Maybe it's just this sort of retracement, the same as what we've seen with the Aussie retracing back to the pivot. Well, this has gone through the pivot a bit into the 50. Maybe if it can roll over a little bit further, we could see it rolling, it was selling back off again. It's quite a target, even back to its lows, and the S1 there. With news coming out, just be wary. Right, if you're looking to take it, let's have a look at gold then. So gold, really a tiny little day yesterday. Consolidation, and when it's like this, it's quite difficult to do too much. There you go. That just shows the consolidation that's sitting here. Nothing in the way of new highs or lows, and well, non-farms again could make a bit of difference in the increase in volatility there. Maybe worth waiting to see what's happening. But the signs of lower growth that push the oil prices down, but as I said before, in my opinion, with the demand and the possible further reduction in oil taking from Russia, we could see, and always are, looking at the potential for a continuation or a shove to the upside. So whenever it's selling off like this, to me it's just too much risk in it. I'd only look at long trades, and at the moment it's not really set up for anything long. Maybe a break of the 34 would see it continue through, but you see how it's consolidating where it is at the moment, and a break of across that 100 moving average could be a possible trigger, but it's too early in the day for Western Texas. Maybe later we'll see a move, but I'm a bit wary on it anyway. And of course, non-farm payrolls kicking around. Okay, that's pretty much it. Let's just swap charts and have a look at those cryptocurrencies then. So got Bitcoin set up here. Had an update yesterday, quite solid, little update relatively, and has pitched up but pulled back off. Recently we've got the same sort of flow right the way through the markets again. Are they buying positions? I wouldn't have said so. I think it's very risky in buying any of these. However, I'm sure there'll be people trying to get in there now, or say trying, being welcomed in, and having opportunity to buy in. But to me, this just looks like an ABC. The Binance, I mentioned this yesterday about a break, and it's broken the prior highs there just, but maybe just an ABC correction, with traders waiting for the break of the lows here for the sell side of things to come back into play. So there we go, somewhere like that. So looking just for the sell-off. Okay, yeah, it's pretty much crypto. Same old, same old. It's like Groundhog Day. Indices, talking about Groundhog Day. So CSI 300 this morning, it's off. Yesterday it did okay. It gapped up this morning, but managed to close lower than its open and yesterday's close. So a down day today. Consolidation continues where it is at the moment. Nikkei, again, it's up on the day actually, just up on yesterday, I should say, but down on its open. It gapped up, pushed up, and then rolled back there. So again, to me, it's bearish territory. There's not necessarily opportunities all the time to trade this, but the selling into rallies probably still the best way on these. Nifty 50, again, it flew up. We've gone past the gap, but we've left some gaps behind. Perhaps these would get filled. They seem to get filled quite well on here, but outperforming a little bit, and we're just seeing this sort of this move back up there. But I think it might be quite short lasting, he says. And then about a month later, I say, well, you know, that short lasting one, it's still going. Look, but we'll see. S&Ps, well, that made a reasonable day yesterday of things, pushing back up there. gets slightly more bullish if it breaks its prior highs there. Strong non-farms might affect it this afternoon to be watch out for. A reduction in jobs would suggest more of a slowdown. Too much wage inflation would cause it to come off. So there's plenty of things that might see it coming away. Dow Jones the same, Nasdaq no different here. Again, just close, not far from the prior high there, which could, again, these could just be an ABC correction, and we could see further downside. I'm not convinced we're completely finished for these markets on the downside yet. CAC, well, it's quite a mess here. 2 green days in a row there, 2 up days, but selling off so far this morning. Again, in a consolidated range, and it makes it very difficult to really do too much for this at all. The DAX had a reasonable day again yesterday, but it's could be just putting a bare flag in. I'm sort of looking at it on the lower time frames here, thinking, is this going to roll over? Could just be extending this trend line up here a little bit and looking for the breaks, but a break of that would see, for me, would see the potential for selling back down to the lows. Finally, the FTSE, a bit early for the open, but I expect this will follow pretty much what's happened elsewhere, and we'll see a bit of a downside. So that is pretty much it here in the markets for me. I'm expecting a quiet one, so we'll see what develops. If anything gets going quickly this morning, expect it to quieten down into non-farm payrolls this afternoon. Okay, I'll have a great day. Oh, natural gas, someone's asked me to look at natural gas. Let's have a look at natural gas. Natural gas surprises me to a degree. It's but to remember, I'm looking at a NYMEX version of it. It depends on where you are, which version you're looking at. But basically, the US natural gas futures are turning around here. I expect it'll be higher, close to into Europe, European data, but what's happening here is starting to there's an overall shortage. Let's just put this onto a daily. There you go. Overall shortage kicking around. It's getting a bit of a rally. Obviously there's still a shortage. There's still potential cutbacks elsewhere, which could put pressure on all worldwide. Nothing else to really add on that. It's yeah, it's got a monthly pivot above there. If it got some sort of rally, it could run into that. There'll be the shorters. I mean, technically, it's lower highs through here. It's still not really. It's not a bullish market from that perspective. It had quite a big correction from the heyday of $9.5, dropping back down to $6. But it could well pick up. It's probably more likely to pick up as we run into winter, of course. But we'll see. Okay. That's it. There's your natural gas. Have a great day, and I'll catch you on Monday. Take care all. Bye for now.